You know, one thing that we did do right to kind of segue, offensive line's better, fellas.
Hmm.
Titans offensive line projected starters Dan Moore Jr. We'll talk about him in a second. Left guard Peter Skoronsky, who's to me he's closing in on a Pro Bowl. I'm not going to say All Pro, but I think he's closing in on Pro Bowl capabilities. Center Lloyd Cushenberry, I'm so glad he's back. Right guard Kevin, how do you say his last name? Is it Zettler or Zietler? How do
Yes,
you
I
say
think
that?
it's Ziegler. I've been
Zietler.
hearing people say
Dude,
Ziegler.
I've heard people say it like 14 different ways. Zietler. I will just say Kevin Zietler. And right tackle now. Right tackle now, JC Latham. How are you guys feeling about our offensive line? Because obviously Cam Ward's going to be playing behind this offensive line. Um, I love it, y'all. I'm so happy, bro. How do you guys feel about it?
I feel good about the offensive line, but at the same time, I feel like we still need to continue to add depth because I don't want to speak anything into existence, but Lord Cushenberry, he'll be coming back from injury. Man, you just don't never know about Zettler. I mean, he's up there in age. I mean, I'm looking for Zettler to continue to be durable and consistent, but you just never know. I mean, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So I feel like the Titans do need to use one of these draft picks, a mid round draft pick. I'm not saying go use a second, or if we gain a third, go get a offensive lineman with a third round draft pick. No, I mean they need to continue to add depth, but talking about the offensive line, the starting offensive line, I feel good about them, man.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm happy about, and I think Berganzi, he gets it. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings. He gets it. Man, he said if we're gonna get a quarterback, man, the one thing that the Bears didn't do is give him a good offensive line, so we ain't just getting sacked all the damn time, man. And I think that's what we're doing right now. Now we got to see it on the field first, because I mean, obviously it's gonna take chemistry, because JC's moving back to right tackle, and we got Dan Moore who's coming into a whole nother system than what we ran in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, obviously. But at the same time, though, like the talent is there. The talent's there. You can see it. All 5 of those guys are talented, and we'll see if we can fix it. If we can it turns out into to be a good offensive line.
Morocco, how you feeling about it?
Yeah, like I said, man, I feel good about the offensive line. I mean, I had my concerns about Dan Moore. I mean, he allowed 12 sacks with the Steelers last season. Some of that you can put on Russell Wilson holding on to the ball too long, and some of it, he went against a lot of elite pass rushers, and it isn't going to get any easier for him this year as well, because I mean he still got to see Miles Garrett. We're gonna have to play against the Chargers, in which he's going to get Khalil Mack. You got, and this is what trips me out too. I mean, the people defended Dan Moore. Well, he went against a lot of great pass rushers, and he's not going to have to worry about that in the AFC side. Man, look, man, the Texans have not gotten rid of Danielle Hunter. The Texans still have Will Anderson. I mean, the Jaguars, Josh Hines is up over there, and Jesus Christ, they're going to draft Mason Graham too. So I mean, this Jags offensive line, they could make a complete 360. I mean, I get everybody saying be optimistic about Dan Moore, that he's not going to have to deal with Russell Wilson, but I can't help but to be concerned because he's still going to see great pass rushers, and he's going to have to hold up against those great pass rushers, because guess what? He's making top 10 money now.
I'll say this about Dan Moore. You
Preach.
can see the talent. If you go watch it, you go watch some of his best plays, his highlights, the talent is there. And he did go against, obviously, he went against Miles Garrett, and he went against the top 2 pass rushers in the league. I mean, come on. You got TJ Watt, you got Trey Henderson, and you got Miles Garrett in that division. But at the same
Yep.
time, though, like, man, you can't be giving up no 12 sacks, bro. That's a lot of
I,
sacks.
hey
A
man.
lot.
Also, we have the Texans. They have Will Anderson and a guy named Hunter. Like you gotta understand. There's some boys over there that can really go after you. I think Peter Skoronski is only going to get better. Playing next to Dan Moore is going to help. Lloyd Cushenberry and Zeitler are very experienced, and Dan Moore is not young either. So you really only have J.C. Latham and Skoronski, who are kind of younger. So you've got an experienced offense, or pretty much an experienced offensive line, and I think it's going to help the growth of Latham and Skoronski for sure. And let's just hope that it works out this year, at least good enough to give Cam Ward time to operate and be able to kind of grow in his rookie season. Because at this point, I think going into this season, let's just hope that the kid stays healthy and he shows a lot more promise than Will Levis did. I think that's the biggest thing. It's not about wins and losses. It's about after this next season ends, we walk away from it saying that's our quarterback, and there's no doubt in our minds.
And T.I., I want to add this real quick. Speaking about Dan Moore and the pass rushers he's going to have to see this year, because I actually made a post on Facebook about this. So he's going to have to see Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson twice this year, on top of Josh Hines. He's going to have to see him twice. He's also going to have to see Chris Jones, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa, Khalil Mack, and oh my God, you know how this will probably go. Harold Landry. I mean, how many games have we seen Harold Landry go ghost with the Tennessee Titans? And you know our luck with revenge games. I mean, shoot. I mean, just look back at all the revenge games the Titans have had. They always go left. So we're talking about Harold Landry could come in here and look like freaking Lawrence Taylor against Dan Moore.
I do like Dan Moore's size, no diddy. But I just think that I think that he needed the right place to be. We typically are pretty good, other than these last 3 years, at blocking. So it's like I think now that I think we got the right guys. I think staying healthy is going to be huge. And if we can stay healthy, I really feel like, after we get Cam Ward, this offensive line's good. Got to get a few faster weapons. The defense is way better and a lot better than people want to give credit to. And that's kind of the next thing that I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people really feel like the Titans have no defense at all. And I kind of disagree. I really do disagree with that. How do you guys feel about that?